Norwich City started this season as one of the favourites to get promotion back to the Premier League, but after getting only 1 point out of their last 4 games and sitting 7th in the league, it is looking less and less likely. So I thought I'd step in and give them a helping hand. I have become the new manager of Norwich City, and by the end of this video, they will have become the best team in the world. Now, this team on paper is probably one of the stronger teams in the Championship, so our goal for this season is to get these boys promotion. In terms of improving the squad, the team's already really well balanced with a good goalkeeper, good midfield, good defence, and a good striker as well. We do have the boy Zolis on the wing as well as this centre-back whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. And we've also got a very healthy budget, 20 million to get these boys promoted. Now, I could very easily go ahead and sign Marquinhos, but I don't think he'd want to go from the top of the table in the Premier League to 7th in the Championship, so I've got a better idea. Rashica is currently on loan to Galatasaray, and my first move as Norwich manager is to recall him from this loan. We've got our midfield sorted now. I'm not even going to bother bringing in a new striker. I think we're going to focus all of our attention on this back line and making it as strong as an ox. Now, when I was looking for a centre-back, I found this guy, Anal Amadozi. He's 23 years old, 74 rated already. But we did have to blow half our budget, 9.5 million, to bring him into this side. I then spent 5 million on Colombian goalkeeper Kevin Mayer. And with the transfer window over, I've decided to change formation to a 4-3-3 holding variation purely because our front three were way too restricted in that old formation. Now they have got attacking freedom. And with the signment of Amadovic and also Mayer, who will no doubtably get a start in 11 call up pretty soon, we've got a very, very strong Norwich City side. Really, in Season 1, we should be getting promotion with this squad. We have officially arrived in January and we are currently 2nd in the Championship. This is exactly where we need to be if we want promotion. But looking at the stats, you wouldn't believe we're 2nd in the league. Only Christos Solos and Josh Sargent have got above 10 goals between them. Some of the growth on these players is ridiculous. Our goalkeeper Mayer, 76 rated, Amadovic, 77 rated, Christos Solos, 77 rated as well. If we keep this up till the end of this season, we have got promotion in the bag. And that is exactly what we have done. We have got promotion secured. We are back in the Premier League once again. And it's easy to see why 4 players in our team got double figures, but the star of the season is Josh Sargent by a mile. 31 goals and 5 assists in 48 games. When Norwich get promoted to the Premier League, they have great difficulty staying there, so our main focus for Season 2 is to keep them in the top flight of English football. But one main focus of mine is to get 15,000 subscribers by the end of April, so if you're enjoying this video so far, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Now, as I've said, our main focus for this season is to keep this Norwich City side in the Premier League. Obviously, this team stormed the Championship, but it definitely won't storm the Premier League. Now, to people's surprise, I'm not yet going to replace Omobami Dal. He's only 21 years old and he's already 74 rated. I'm going to give him a season or 2 to try and grow a little bit further. However, our left back Byram is a different story. And obviously at 73 rated as well, McLean is a weak link in that midfield. And I think with a budget of 60 million this season, we make 2 very big statement signings. Now, the player I'm looking at right now won't be a statement signing, but oh my god, he'll improve Norwich City. Ryan Sessegnon, 23 years old, 78 rated, criminally underused at Tottenham Hotspur, but oh my god, he'll be used at Norwich City. And he was well within our budget. He only cost us 16 million. And Ryan Sessegnon slots straight into the starting 11. He does leave us with over 40 million to spend, and I think I know just the player I want to bring in. Now, this was not an easy signing, but after hours of negotiation, Mohamed Kudus finally believes in the project I'm building at Norwich City, and he cost us 35.6 million. And with that, the transfer window is done, and we have once again switched the formation to suit Mohamed Kudus. We have gone for a 4-3-3 attacking variation. Our attackers last season were incredible by themselves, but now with a cam behind them, I reckon they can do even better. Now, as I've already said, Norwich have great difficulty staying in the Premier League once they've got promotion to it in the first place, but this season we are going to break that stigma and we are going to stay up. It's safe to say we've got no worries of going back down. We are currently 11th in the Premier League halfway through the season. I'd say that's a very respectable spot to be in as well. It looks like the formation changes definitely helped our front three quite a bit. 12 goals for Solis, 11 for Rashica, and 10 for Josh Sargent as well. I mean, Mohamed Kudus could be doing a hell of a lot better with only 4 goal contributions in 21 games, but it is only his first season in England. And unfortunately, we only have 1 million to spend in this transfer window, so I don't think we're signing any players. Just check out the growth of this team, man. If we keep going how we are, we may potentially get a top 8 finish by the end of this season. Unfortunately, that just wasn't the case this time. We finished 12th at the end of this season in the Premier League, which in its own right is a bloody good achievement, considering Norwich in real life always get sent back down. But even with a bottom half finish, our front three still came through with the goals: 23 for Sargent, 18 for Solis, and Rashica got 14 as well. But to our credit, you wouldn't believe this Norwich City side with the same team that got promoted from the Championship last season, which just speaks volumes to how good it's become. Well, next season, however, we don't want to finish 12th, we want a top 8 finish. Now, as we enter season 3, our 2 biggest weaknesses are staring us right in the face: our centre-back Omobami Dali and our centre centre midfielder Núñez as well. However, our budget has taken a hit. We've only got 37 million to spend this time, which means that we are going to have to sell some players if we want to improve both positions this season. And after getting rid of a lot of dead wood in this Norwich City side, we still only had 47 million to spend. That's not going to get us 2 players, is it? So it looks like I'll have to choose between getting a better centre-back or a better centre midfielder. Christ, I've sold all those players and still not got enough money. I've taken a massive L there. And after looking for ages, I've found the player I want to bring to Norwich. Naif Aguard, who's just recently transferred to United, but he's well within our price range. And for only 33 million, we got his signature on that dotted line. And we do still have 10 million after that transfer, but I want to save that till January just in case. Looking at the team, I think I made the right choice. Naif Aguard slots straight into that starting 11. Don't get me wrong, I would love a midfielder in place of Núñez, but we can wait for that to happen. Last season, this squad got a 12th place finish, and I believe that this squad right now is capable of far better than that. We are aiming for top 8. I honestly can't believe what I'm seeing, boys. We're 4th in the league halfway through the season. What the hell has happened to this team? Overall, the stats aren't even that impressive either. I seriously don't know what's going to Norwich, but I'm bloody loving it. I was slightly doubtful that we'd made the right decision bringing another centre-back into the team, but now that we're 4th in the league halfway through the season, I've got no doubt in my mind whatsoever. Could you imagine if at the end of our 3rd season in charge in Norwich City, we qualify for the Champions League? It wasn't to be this season, boys. 8th is where we finished at the end of this Premier League season, but when you think about it, this is exactly where we wanted to finish. So overall, this season's been a massive W. And our front four actually come in clutch this season. 23 goals for Zolis, 17 for Sargent, 10 goals and 8 assists for Kudus as well. He actually started performing like his price tag, and also Rashika with 10 goals as well. In the span of 2 seasons in the Premier League, we've gone from 12th place to 8th place. Next season, though, we are gunning for a top 4 position. We're now into season 4 with Norwich City, and if we want a higher finish than 8th place this time, we need to make sure that midfield is sorted. But the bad news is we have 52 million, meaning we can only probably bring in one high quality player for that money. We all know which side of the midfield we're going for. We're getting a brand new centre midfielder in place of Núñez. Now, the player I'm thinking of bringing in is very expensive, but I think he'd be worth it. Weston McKennie, 26 years old, and he's got some insane stats as well. We really had to fork out the cash for McKennie, but he is gonna be worth it. He cost us 43 million. And with only 4 million left in the bank, I think our transfer window's done. But I have a feeling it's money well spent. Look at this team, man. If we got top 8 last season with a weaker side, imagine what we can do with this team. We are on the right path to getting top 4 this season. We're now in January, and we are 5th in the league right now. If we keep this going, who knows what we could get. With stats like these, though, you wouldn't believe we're 5th place. You'd bloody believe we're 10th. And take a look at the starting 11. Not one player is below 80 rated. If we were ever going to get top 4, this would be the season we do it. Boys, we pulled it off. Top 4 after 4 seasons in charge in Norwich City. And the best part, we beat the bloody bottle jobs to that spot as well. And once again, our front 4 have just been amazing for us. Check out the stats of our front 4, man. Obviously, this team is nowhere near that level where we can say it's a contender to win the Champions League. However, we're in the competition, so there's definitely still a chance. We are starting season 5 with our highest budget yet, 115 million in the bank. We were in the Champions League, and that means we get Champions League money. And we know where we need to improve our left midfielder and our right back, as they are the weakest links in our team. I know we've got a load of money to spend, but I've just found an absolute bargain. 30-year-old, 84 rated Thomas Lemar, and he's only got 12 months on his contract. And the deal is done. He's signed his signature on that dotted line, and I cannot believe he only cost us 28 million. And after signing Lemar, we still have over 80 million left to spend. We're literally swimming in money this season. So we spent pretty big on our next player as well, Malo Gusto from Chelsea, and he only cost us 42.2 million. And after that, we still have over 35 million left, but I'm going to save that till the next transfer window. We've only spent 5 seasons with Norwich, but take a look at how good this team's become, man. I know that we're not in the line for winning the Champions League, but Jesus Christ, we're getting there. And speaking of the Champions League, we've been put into Group C alongside RB Leipzig, AS Monaco, and Dynamo Zagreb. Now, realistically, we should quite comfortably go to the round of 16. It's looking incredible so far, boys. We're currently top of the Premier League halfway through the season. If this is anything to go by for the Champions League, we've stormed that as well. There is no way in hell we have finished last. What the freaking hell's going on? We didn't even win a single game. So we're first place in the Premier League, but we finished bottom of Group C in the Champions League. How does that work? But the bigger question is, how are we first place with stats like these? Nothing about this season makes sense so far. I suppose it doesn't out with Thomas Lemar being out for another 5 weeks as well. But we do still have £38 million to improve the team, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Now, the goalkeeper is the second weakest part of this team, but he's got a very good back line in front of him, so we'll leave him until next season. Where I'm going to improve, however, is our striker, Josh Sargent. Obviously, he's been amazing for us since season 1. However, he's 82 rated. He's by a mile the weakest link in the team, so if we improve this position, we may look better going forward. Now, after searching for ages, I found Armando Broha, and he's just about in our budget. However, I can see us having to swap a player in order to get him in the team. We're offering 35 million to start off with just to test the waters. No way, it was that simple. We've gone in for 35 million. We've almost bankrupted ourselves to get him, but this guy may potentially be a game changer for Norwich City. And that officially ends that transfer window. Hopefully all the money we've just spent on Armando Broha was worth every single penny, but we won't know until the end of the season. I can't believe what I'm about to say, but we've only gone and won the Premier League in season 6, man. We've absolutely smashed it this season, Champions League aside, of course. We haven't just won the Premier League, we've won the FA Cup as well. That's the double. Look at these stats, man. Every single attacker we had was absolutely on the form of their life this season. Aside from the fact we got knocked out of the Champions League season 5 as being amazing, but in season 6, you know what we are gunning for, the Champions League. And it looks like the board are backing our project this season with 145 million to spend. Now, obviously, we won the Premier League, but we absolutely flopped in the Champions League, and I think I know why. We simply don't have the same quality on the subs bench as we do on the starting 11, and that's exactly what we're going to change this season. Now, the first player I'm looking to bring in is Laporte, the Spanish centre-back. He's 33 years old. Granted, he's probably got 2 seasons left in him, but his stats are insane. And for the quality we've just brought in, we got an absolute bargain. He only cost us 40 million. And even after that signing, we still have plenty of money to spend this transfer window. And next up, we brought in a backup winger by the name of Brennan Johnson, and he only cost us 36 million. And we also signed Spanish goalkeeper Paul Lopez as a backup goalkeeper for 18.5 million. So far, we've made 3 signings, and the team looks so much better for it, but we still have over 30 million left to spend, and I intend on using it. And that's exactly what I did, as I brought in our final signing, Mateo Kovacic, for 20 million. And that signing finishes our transfer window. The starting 11 looks brilliant. The subs bench actually has quality there. We are ready for this season. And we already have a chance at silverware in the FA Community Shield Cup final against Chelsea. We win this, we are starting the season off in the best way possible. And of course, we lose 3-2. What are the chances of that? But we're going to brush that off as we are once again in the Champions League, this time in Group C with Lazio, Rangers and Sporting. Now, last season, we crashed out of the Champions League group stage. This season, we have to make a statement and top the group. I don't know what's going into the boys, but we are storming the Premier League. We're 14 points clear, top of the table. I swear, if we're bottom of the group stage in the Champions League, I'm going to go nuts. It's a damn good job as well. We go through to the round of 16, joint top with Lazio. This team looks absolutely insane. Last season, we got knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage. Can this be the season we finally win it? And after narrowly getting past PSG in the round of 16 and then going on to destroy Juve in the quarterfinals, we've now made it to the semi-finals. Bad news though, Laporte is suspended for the first leg, meaning Amadovic will take his place. He's not as good as Laporte, but I suppose he will do the job. We are at home in the first leg at Carrow Road. Let's hope for the goddamn best and hope that we don't choke in the first leg, because oh my god, that's a good result. 3-2 in the first leg. We are 1 win away from the final. It all comes down to this, boys. A 0-0 draw will literally put us in the Champions League final. Norwich have come so far. Can they keep... Oh my god. A 2-2 draw does it. We are in the Champions League final. And the last team we've got to face before we can say we're the best team in the world is Manchester City. But I'm fairly confident about going into the Champions League because we've won the Premier League back-to-back, this time by 16 points. And we've also gone back-to-back winning the FA Cup. Their season's been unbelievable. And our front four have been goated this season. 31 for Broha, 30 for Rashika, 20 for Zolis, and 13 goals for Kudus with 20 assists as well. Back-to-back Premier League titles, back-to-back FA Cup wins, and a Champions League final to our name this season. I think this team is by a mile the best team in the world, but before we can actually say that, we have to beat one more team. Ryan Sessegnon fancy Kudus is going to feed in. Broha, can Broha get on the end of it? That is fantastic defending from City. Because on the ball, Rashika, can you spot that run from Broha? Broha is in behind with the dink. That is just a beautiful finish from Armando Broha, pouring us 1-0 up in 10 minutes. That is literally the start we were after. Isn't Mirazol is just invisible? My man's rocking the John Cena look over here, but I tell you what, it's working. The defenders can't see him, and he has just made it 2-0 just like that. This is an amazing game for Norwich. Weston McKennie's picked it up. He's found John Cena on the wing. John Cena's gone past Kanate like he's not even there. He's going to attempt the dink, and he's just hit the bar. He's looking for You Can't See Me. He's putting through. Zolis is in behind the defense. He's looking for the dink once again. And once again, he just can't get the dink right. Oh, that's an amazing ball. Haaland, he has found his player in front of goal. And Fabio Vieira makes it 2-1. It's officially squeaky bum time. As it stands, we are going to win the Champions League. We've got less than half an hour to hold on to this lead. Foden reduces Rodrigo once again. Rodrigo's made it 2-2. 25 minutes left in this game, and Man City are well and truly back in it. Found Vieira. Vieira's found... Oh my God, that was an amazing goal from Haaland. Man City, just like that, are 3-2 up. We've got 20 minutes left to get a goal. Found Zolis. Zolis, you can't see me, and you can't see him, putting us 3-3 once again. 15 minutes left in this game, and this is all to play for again. Broha goes over. Oh, that's an amazing ball to Rashika. He spots Kudos. That is an absolutely tremendously worked goal. We are 4-3 up 98 minutes into this game. Is that going to be the final goal of this final? Thomas Lamar is going on a mad one here. Can he spot that through ball over to Broha? Don't think that's a good ball. Broha, it's not a good enough ball at all there. Man City have got no choice but to pile on the pressure now. Rodrigo's on the right-hand side of the pitch. That is a fantastic bit of defending from Ryan Sessegnon, though. Broha is fed Lamar through. Lamar is on the break. He's on the break. It's Diaz versus Lamar. Lamar, has he got the pace? No, he hasn't against Ruben Diaz. Zolis is on one final break. It's the dying seconds of the game. He's going to spot McKennie, and McKennie, 5-3 overall on the night. We are officially the best team in the world. After 8 goals scored in the final, we finally have a definitive winner. And that was the last kick of the Champions League final. Weston McKennie seals the deal. Norwich City have won the Champions League, solidifying their status as the best team in the world. It took us 6 seasons to get them from the Championship to lifting the Champions League trophy. And if you enjoy watching me rebuild Norwich, you should click somewhere right here to watch another one of my rebuilds. You may as well, you've just finished this one, so go on a mad one.